I'm now looking at the top 7 harshest mid-season coach sackings since 2010. Sounds very niche, but they're all pretty well-known things. Alright, starting off at number 7, I'll be honest, I actually didn't think this was harsh at the time, but statistically it's up there with one of the harsher ones, but it does get a lot harsher as you go up to number 1. I've got Jason Taylor, who, as a Tigers fan, I didn't really like him, but he's made the list. Got sacked in 2017, had a 38. I've had calculated the win percentage from their last 50 games ahead of the club. So if they coach more than like 3 seasons, well then that's why their win percentage might be a little bit different to what it is on like Wikipedia or something. But he had a 38% win percentage. Obviously, the West Tigers came 9th in 2016, so the year before he got sacked. And he only lasted 3 games in 2017. So that's why I'm saying it's unlucky. 9th in 2016, yes, they had some very good players. This is when the Big Four still played at the Tigers. But to only last 3 games in 2017, they didn't really give him a chance. Could have supposedly springboarded them into the 8th. He was replaced by Ivan Cleary, who seems to be a bloody common theme on this list. He replaces a lot of these people. But the main thing with Jason Taylor was the off-field issues. The players didn't like him. Robbie Farah didn't like him, which I think was a big thing for the Tigers. I think Robbie Farah was a leader of the dressing room. And the Big Four, Tedesco, Woods, Moses Brooks, they didn't want to re-sign if he was still going to be there. And that was a big reason why 3 of them ended up leaving the club, because Taylor did carry on into 2017. So, yes, I do think he wasn't actually that bad in terms of on-field performance, but I do get why they sacked him. But maybe give him a few more games than 3, or sack him before he lets the future of the club leave. But that's another issue for another day. Alright, number 6, I've got Neil Henry. He was in charge of the Gold Coast Titans. He got sacked in the same season in 2017. And now, if you think about it, with hindsight, you think it's a good move because now they've got Justin Holbrook and everything's on the up. But the coach in between, Garth Brennan, wasn't great. He had a 40% win record. He made the finals the year prior in 2016, which was pretty rare for the Titans. But the reason he got sacked was he had a falling out with Jared Hayne, and that saw the rest of the team basically take Jared Hayne's side, and then they all wanted Neil Henry out, which is pretty controversial, but yeah, it's pretty stiff with a 40% win record to get kicked out of the club. Number 5, he's actually got 2 appearances in this list, but it's Matthew Elliott. This is at his Warriors stint. I was just talking to my older brother about it, and he said he's just known around the traps as a crap coach, but statistically he's not, so I don't know about that. But he got sacked in 2014. He had a 45% win rate, which is pretty handy. Came 11th in the 2013 season, but that doesn't sound great. But he came into a team that was 14th, so realistically he improved in 3 positions, and who knows what was going to happen in 2014. They could have kept going up and up. So he was replaced by Andrew McFadden, who didn't last long himself, so I think that might have been a bit premature. And maybe that's something they live to rue today. But number 4, I've gone with another Warriors sacking, and that's Stephen Kearney. He was sacked last year in 2020 during the COVID, when the Warriors were over here at the Central Coast. He had a 42% win record, so not as good as Matthew Elliott, but the timing of it was so stiff. I think they'd actually won the week he got sacked. They were living away from home. All the players were in a bubble together. No family, no friends, no home games. And to sack him in the middle of that, it was pretty bad timing. Thought it was a pretty poor decision. Yes, they've brought in Nathan Brown and Gus Gould. They made good signings. So in hindsight, it looks like a good move. And Todd Payton did good things after his removal. But yeah, it seemed pretty stiff at the time. Number 3, I've got the man in the moment, the man in the hour, John Morris, a beloved figure at Cronulla, 300-game veteran. Didn't play all of it for Cronulla, but so he's held with high regard across the league. He got sacked this week, obviously. He had a 48% win record, which is pretty great. In his 2 seasons at the helm, he made the finals. So, yes, in both of them, I think in one of them they won a finals game, but I think 2019 they won a finals game actually, but 2020 they were kind of just making up the numbers. I don't think they beat a top 8 side, so I guess you can argue that's not a great record, but still, to make the finals, it's hard to be too harsh unless you make the finals like 5 times and just show no signs of progress. Brad Arthur, nah, that's difficult. That's sorry. Apologies, Parramatta fans, don't get too mad at me. But he's getting replaced by Craig Fitzgibbon, which is another reason why this is very harsh, because he's never coached an NRL team before. He came in, he was thrown into the deep end because Shane Flanagan got suspended. He didn't have the full salary cap, and Bronson Xerri, who was the club's up-and-coming future star, got banned for steroids. So a lot of unfavourable conditions, and in the end he got the club to 2 finals appearances and had a really good start to this year. So that's definitely right up there with one of the most savage sackings. Number 2, I've got Matty Elliott. This is his early one at Penrith in 2011. He got replaced by Ivan Cleary yet again, who seems to be the boogeyman, or what's that? The Grim Reaper. 48% win record, so same as John Morris, but he came second in the year before he got sacked. So I think he got sacked like 10 weeks into 2011, and they weren't going that great. But he came second the year before. Like, I mean, surely he knew what he was doing if they came second. So that's pretty weird. Like, I obviously don't remember at the time because I was only 10 years old, but yeah, that's pretty wild. And yeah, Anthony Griffin's the number 1, man. He had a 60% win record, got sacked in 2018. This was by the Panthers yet again, so they're obviously a bit of a savage organisation. But hey, look at them now. It's obviously worked well for them. He made finals in both of his full years at the club, so 2016 and 2017. The reason he got sacked was he had a huge fallout with Gus Gould. Gus Gould said he was like an old-fashioned coach who didn't know how to coach in the modern era. Have a look at him now. He is coaching a 4-1 side. He obviously got replaced by Ivan Cleary. But yeah, 60% win record. That's pretty bloody brutal. Like, I don't know what the Trent Robinsons and Craig Bellamy's win records is, but I could imagine theirs isn't like any bigger than like 70. So 60 is pretty elite. And for him to get removed, very, very stiff. I do recall their finals, like I don't remember them exactly, but if this is the time where James Maloney was at Penrith, yes, they were making finals, but like they weren't that good in the finals matches. I remember one where Nathan Cleary was a baby. This is probably actually after Anthony Griffin got sacked, but they didn't look like winning a game in finals. But still, to make, similar to John Morris, to make finals both years, obviously Gus Gould and their relationship had a huge impact, but yeah, very, very stiff Anthony Griffin. But thankfully he's getting his chance now, and he's absolutely killing it. So that's the top 10 most savage sackings, mid-season sackings in the last 10 years. Let me know in the comments if you think there's any other stiff ones or ones from your club that I've missed, or even from the past before 2010 that I might not be aware of. Let me know, because it is an interesting world, the mid-season sacking.
It's a miracle! Oh yeah! What about that one? No! Unbelievable! Balotelli, Aguero! Crowd cheers. Here's Siddle.